Yeah, you got it? So
Yep.
Hi.
Yep. We're back again. Let's see if people can switch across.
They can get over as fast as we did.
Oh, no, don't do that for the last one.
Oh, no. Go sort out your Facebook.
Oh. I don't know why it's doing this. Facebook doesn't like it.
Beat you.
Go for it.
Right. Now I have to find it here. Some people it's here. Hello, everybody.
It's just us.
It's just us.
Or at least no one's commenting.
Now, in the community.
Have we got questions ready to go?
No, there was like people were just like coming along. So I think they've been. Oh, I'm trying to find it. I hate it when this part happens.
It's all good.
Hi, we have someone. We have a Facebook user.
Go. Yay! Thank you.
Right,
with a list of our MPs.
It's a list of all our MPs. Oh, that's quite handy.
Oh, this is the ones that are in the committee. They're the committee member.
Yeah.
MPs.
Oh, sweet. We'll add that to the email if you want.
Great.
If you want
it is on the committee website as well. It should be on the list.
And Nick D'Ameto has been openly pro, so
he's been wonderful.
He gets a vote if that's your area.
Oh, he's been. Oh, that's it. We're live, and there's 6 people in here. If Facebook people, if you could comment in the Ask Me Anything, just so the rest of the Facebook people can see where we are, because it didn't go through the event.
Keep having a chat, yeah.
I'm just going to write it here. Here we are here.
Oh, we can do that too. Look, just get my phone out. I can do that too.
I never thought I'd be a 2-screen person, and now I am.
Sure it is.
Apparently, I failed.
You can't find the group.
What's your group called?
That one.
Australian Homeschooling Summit 2024.
Let's not overthink it. Hey? Let's not overthink it.
Hello, Jenny. Hello, Kate. I don't know who the Facebook user was that did the other one. I can check now.
Hey, look.
Amanda found us.
Amanda's just found us.
Oh, I should ask myself a question. If you have any questions you want us to answer, you can start typing those in now. It'll give us something to talk about.
Yes, please.
Otherwise, we're just going to ask what you're all having for dinner.
So, like Amanda just said, this is the Ask Me Anything for the summit. We've done the Queensland chat. Obviously, if there's something at the end that you really need to ask, go for it. But we're here to just finalize, wrap up the summit. If you have any burning questions still, throw them in. If there's things that haven't been answered, like height.
Good choice, Jenny.
I feel like we're just going to be sitting here laughing the whole 40 minutes.
Oh, look, that's great. Kate's loved the 2 weeks. You know, Kate, I really enjoyed week 1, and I don't think I got to sit and watch a full one at all this week. So I'm really looking forward to having a break and going back and watching all the ones I missed, because the ones I really wanted to watch were during times when I had classes on, and I was like, oh, we didn't schedule that well at all, did we?
Well, here we go. This one I reckon has been waiting for tonight, Amanda.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Between us, we've got a bit of experience. Okay, so we can start with that. So the question is, can you please describe a co-op and how they run? Now, this is kind of like describing the color red, because every person you ask is going to give you a different answer. So we'll just give you a broad outlook of the options that you've got. So obviously, I've run a few co-ops and I help out in some, and we actually attend some. And over the years, I'm pretty sure there hasn't really been a time when we've been homeschooling without a co-op as part of our week. So they do vary a lot. There are co-ops where you can just take your kid there, drop them off, pay your money and go home, and then go back and pick them up a few hours later. Those are actually becoming more and more common as more and more people homeschool and realize that a day off is a blessing.
Especially for the teens.
Yeah, but it's more important for the teens that you look for something where you can kind of drop them off and back out of the room, because your teens get a lot of value from having someone else teach them, but they also get a lot of value from having that level of independence. And they will say things in co-op that they would never have said to your face. So you want whoever's running that to be someone who can handle the big questions and that you trust with your kids and things like that. Someone that can handle a crowd is a good option for those. So that's for you. Those are your drop-off co-ops. Most co-ops when homeschooling are actually a bit more community-based. So everybody goes with their entire families. The mums actually put on activities themselves. And you
Or
just
parents when there's dads.
Parents, if there's dads, that's true, actually. Sorry. We are a primarily dominant female group, but yes. Still you're right, yes. So what happens is you take it in turns to provide an activity or run an activity.
And
and
so I've been part of some where it's sort of a different person each week organises the activity for the day. And then I've been part of ones where we have lots of different people running it and split up into groups. It all depends on how it looks, how many people you've got, what sort of feel you've got going, everything. So many different factors.
Yeah. And in terms of how much you're paying to be at co-op, the more that they expect parents to help, the cheaper the co-op's going to be. So if you're doing a drop-off co-op, that's going to cost you more than if you're doing a co-op where, once every couple of weeks you're expected to run an activity or a group. We run a few different types of co-ops. At the moment, I attend or run and attend 4. So one of them is quite structured. It's all day, 9 till 2:30, I think it is. The kids do 5 classes and they just rotate around in a group of 20 kids to each of those classes. Very much like high school, really. We pay X amount of dollars to be there for the day. And it's expected that when asked, parents will put their hands up and say, I'll help, I can do this. And then they also have some external teachers coming in to teach certain subjects. And that comes out of the money that we've paid. So that's one type. The other type I run, parents just bring their kids and drop them off to me. I teach a few classes, charge a bit of money, and then they come pick their kids up and take them home at the end. And then we have another one that we go to on Friday afternoons at Bering Bar. That one's open. You can come and join us. We actually do that one where each parent is asked to run the art activity or the sports activity. We just do art and sport once a term. So I don't mind doing more than my share in that one, so I tend to. But every now and then I just say, hey, guys, I've had enough. Who's going to put their hand up? Can you run one of these activities? And then,
or she likes to go, I'm going on holidays. Here you go.
Yep, that happens too. Hey, guys, I'm away this week, so if you want co-op to run, you need to run the activity yourself because I'm not going to be there. So we do that as well. And when you're doing those kinds of co-ops, you can keep the costs really low. We do art, which is something that tends to get missed in most homeschools at home. And we also do a sport that enables the kids to do group activities. So we might play soccer, or we might do volleyball, or we did, what's that American sport we did with the sticks? I can't think of what it's called. We did that. That was hilarious. We actually did a term of handball. So just things that they need a crowd to be able to successfully do it in. So
No.
are all your co-ops at the same stage or year levels, or have you worked out to do primary and high school?
No, not even.
One of our co-ops is split by every second year, so 2 years together. So you might be like prep and 1 and then grades 2 and 3, although we go by age, we don't go by school grade, but you get the idea. And then basically anyone over 15 goes in seniors.
Our Bering Bar one.
Bering Bar is everyone in together.
Yeah. We did start doing it sort of the younger and the older groups separately. But
Every now and then,
it's kind of just morphed in and everyone just does it all together.
As we've gotten more and more experience with running the activities, we've realised we actually just don't need to split them. We can just throw everyone in together and just support the kids who need support, because there's plenty of mums there. Yeah. Everyone's mum's there. So we just tend to put the activity out, show them what they're doing for the day, and then we'll help the kids that actually need the help. So, today in co-op, we actually came straight from co-op to here. Today in co-op, we were making little men from sticks. And we could see that the older teens didn't need any help at all. They had no troubles with wrapping the wool around, tying it off, and using the super glue to stick the eyeballs on. Mostly, I've got super glue over my fingers, and then we realised that the little kids were going to need more help. We also gave them access to a jigsaw, so we did need to supervise that part, and an electric sander did need to supervise that part as well. But you know, I didn't supervise the teens using the electric sander. I just gave them instructions and let them go for it. So yeah, so you'll find that as you've got experience with your group that's going to keep turning up every week, you'll be able to figure that out. My academic classes, I do split by age. I really only do teens, and I've kind of got like 11 to 14 in one group, and then it's 15 and up in the other. You would not want your 11-year-old in with my 15-year-olds because our conversations take the whole gauntlet. Like so you need to just be aware of the age brackets that you're doing and make sure that you make it appropriate for all of those age brackets. So yeah. All right. We have a big homeschooling group here, but a huge array of ages, and we don't do enough together. But I feel intimidated putting my hand up to include the older kids when I only have stage 1 kids. So you want to do more whole and complete activities in co-op. You know, the standard answer for this one, which I'll give you the standard answer because that's what everyone says, get the big kids to teach the little kids. I personally hate the idea. It's never worked out very well.
Hasn't it?
Nah, in my experience, what happens is the older
Not
kids.
in a big one. In a big group, it doesn't.
I always feel like the older kids feel like they're being taken advantage of. They enjoy doing it once in a blue moon, right? They don't want to have to be the person who's making lunch every week. They don't want to be the ones who are stuck cleaning up and putting the tables away every week. And they don't necessarily want to have to teach every week. They want to learn. Homeschool teens are hungry for learning. They're hungry for information and knowledge, and they're really hungry for learning from someone other than mum. So I tend not to say get the big kids to teach for this kind of stuff. I tend to say provide an activity that has a broad scope and then pitch high and backfill. So if you want to do something that you think, you know, that all those grades are going to get their hands on, then you just need to level it up. So one we've done with all the age groups before is making slime. Okay, your stage 1 kids can easily make slime. They're just mixing it up. But for the older kids who also are coming in to make slime, you can teach them the chemistry behind that, what all the polymers are and all that sort of stuff, what's in the ingredients that makes it work. You can set up a scientific experiment. So go through the scientific process with them, alter the amounts of glue that you're using, borax, those sorts of things, and give them something with a bit more oomph so that they're actually benefiting from that as well. Everyone's making slime at the end of the day. Everyone's got mess everywhere. Everyone's had a really good time. The big kids are helping the little kids, but they're also learning something that's valuable for them. So if you can level an activity so it's got different levels, that's a really good way to do it. In terms of being intimidated, putting up your hand, as your kids get older, that won't be the case. When your kids get older, you won't feel as intimidated at teaching older ones again. In all the cohorts that we've got that are multi-age, we do find that nobody really wants to teach the oldest teens because the oldest teens are just scary. If you haven't had teens yourself, then teaching the bigger kids can be intimidating. I fully understand that.
I can't wait. I'll do that for everybody's co-op.
I know, right? Yeah.
Kids, and I'll do the teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. Well, every now and then I get called in to just go, oh, can you fill this class because no one's here to do it? Oh, yeah, no worries. What's the topic? And I'll just walk in and wing it with the little kids. And they all love me. They're like, oh, Mr. Mann, you're the best kind of thing. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, please don't tell anyone that because otherwise I'm going to be in here every week. And I really prefer teaching the teens.
Yes, I love my kids to death, but the teens are fun.
It's like teaching your friends. Yeah. If you treat the teens like you're going to teach a bunch of mates, like if you've got a few friends who are, you know, interested in whatever topic you're going to pretend those teens are your mates and that's what you're going to pitch at them and they'll be fine with that.
See, another thing that might help with this is if they've got the bigger group, all they need to do is do the activities together and just have the parents helping the young ones like we do at ours.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And if you want to
organize it, you don't have to be the one teaching the older group. You could be the organizer, but have someone else stepping in to support the older kids anyway.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And if you want some ideas on multi-age activities, I actually post on Little Kids Can all our plans each term for our park activities. So there's there's a multi-age art activity on there. I think there's like 4 years worth of co-op art activities down there, which are all multi-age except for maybe 3 of them, I think. So yeah, so there's plenty of options there. Yeah,
Awesome. Thank you,
so
ladies.
Oh, did we catch up already?
Yes. Come on, throw us some more questions. I know you've probably been listening, but throw questions in about what you would like to know. If there's anything that you haven't watched anything and you need to know where to find it. Kate said, I check it out. She'll follow your page.
We're going to try and remember your name, and I'll try and tag you.
Why don't we just type it in here?
Oh, no, I was going to remember. Yeah, you can type that in. I was thinking I'd remember her name and tag her in the post.
You don't remember names.
Yeah. That's why I said it out loud, so she'd remember it. Yeah, everybody knows it's true. I've got all these mums at Co-op. I'm sorry. They love me dearly, and I know, and I love them dearly, and we both know that I'm just really bad with names.
See, I can't do that one, but when I
can remember the kids' names though. No problems with all the kids' names. Got them easy.
This is a side note and has no relevance to this, right? But I sent this to my mates, and you two remind me of it. It was like these 2 little old ladies doing this like gangster dance, right? In about 50 years' time, I can just see you two doing it.
We'll put our witches' hats on. Rebecca, are you joining us?
I'm allowed to let my hair down now. I got through the whole 2 weeks, so
yeah, that's right. We survived this. Yeah, absolutely. Micarle's done a great job, hasn't she? Pot ladies. That's us. Yeah.
Who was that? Tamara Kelly.
Busted.
Jobbed in.
You don't get to be anonymous now.
Throw these ladies questions, people. Are there any? Is there any?
One for you, Micarle.
How has the summit been for you, Wendy? Well, it's been pretty good. I'll admit, in the middle of the weekend in the middle, there was a bit of exhaustion, but my daughter pep talked me through it, my 10-year-old, so that was good. No, other than that, to be honest with you, the presenters as my first year of curating have just like jumped on board. When I messaged everyone, said, hey, would you want to present? I literally thought I was going to get crickets because I wasn't Kelly. And one of them's on the screen within like a minute. Like there was like 20 ideas coming at me. So I was like, wasn't ready for that.
At that point, we overwhelmed her and realized we had too many, and we had to cull and cut some back.
But no, it's been awesome, and I've got to sit and listen to all of them. So my kids are literally set for the next 10 years of homeschooling. Like
that's brilliant. Yeah.
The tips along the way.
Yeah, there's lots of tips. Yeah, I always like that. So. Has anyone got favourites? Did you love anything? Please don't say mine just because I'm on the screen. That would be embarrassing.
I actually
what was the best thing you learned?
Yes, and I was surprised for myself, not that I didn't think that this would be good, but Amy did an amazing job of explaining overwhelm and how she's dealt with, like for newbies. I was blown away by hers. I just thought she hit the nail on the head for where a lot of 1 year to 5 year homeschooling parents would be.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
When you're like, she used the tsunami wave as the analogy and just followed it all the way through. It was,
it was great. I got 20 minutes of that one in. I got to go back and watch the rest of it.
I don't know how you guys have been. You guys have been busy.
I've just been jumping in every time I possibly can and watching as much as I can. And then that's it. There's 10 kids in my class waiting for me to start. It's like, okay, hang up, off I go.
Come on, people. Is there any more questions? Or are we just sitting here entertaining you? Because you're not leaving, but nobody's asking.
Amanda asked a question of our viewers.
I know. We can't.
Tell us what you learned this week.
Felicity's here. Hey, Felicity. Overwhelmed. Yeah, Tamara. Yes, we do a lot of talking to newbies to let them know whatever they do will be fine. Yes. Yeah.
Even if it's bad today.
Yeah, talking about
a new day tomorrow.
New day tomorrow.
Felicity has a birthday happening, but she's just
nice. Happy birthday.
Sneaking in, hey?
Yeah, why not? Oh, well, I suppose if there's no questions here, that means we did a really good job during the summit answering.
I hope so.
everyone's
Or
questions. It
people
means
are just so overwhelmed they don't know what to ask. Could be.
yeah, that could be it too. Yeah, I think we did cover a very wide range of topics. So I think because we covered such a wide range of topics, everybody's got a lot of information and probably did get all their questions answered.
And probably need to go watch it again.
Oh, we got a question. Look at that. Dun, dun. Ah, yeah, right. What's Micarle doing right now?
Jenny, I have worked, to be honest with you, I've worked the whole time since we started homeschooling in some capacity. Just that was necessity for us. And I just tried to make it kind of how Amanda's done with co-ops. I've just kind of made it and you guys both write learning plans as well, so it's connected to homeschooling. I've just tried to make it connected. My daughter needed support with phonics, so I had already been training myself in intervention, and I run phonics intervention classes and my kids then get to do group learning as well within that and things like that. So I have always done some things since we've been homeschooled. How about you ladies?
I think I have too. I think we both have too. So I did some support worker work with some homeschooled teens who needed some extra help. I've always run or taught at co-ops, some paid jobs at external co-ops. What else have I done? Honestly, I don't know. I just do stuff. Oh, we write plans. That's a good point. We write plans for people in Queensland. So that's a proper job. And with a proper amount of stress at some points because everyone's due in January, February.
No, and the December ones, all those.
Oh, you got December ones. I see. I don't get December. Mine are all January, February. So.
No, all those ones who are like, will sign up at the start of the school year and then they're due right before Christmas, which is what I avoided with mine.
Yeah.
I actually rescheduled mine so that I could be due in a different time of year.
She did a dodgy.
Oh, so it's rolling. It's not everybody at once.
Yeah, ours is rolling. So as soon as you come out, you can do a year's plan from that day. So if you pull out in July, your plan goes from July, and then you're due for your report at the 10th month.
So July, May.
So if you start going to school and you go, oh, this is dreadful, and you pull out a week after school starts, your report's due at Christmas time. So don't do that.
I'm not going
to.
So in Victoria, we can apply whenever we want, but then everybody tells them at the same time that we're going to keep going. But that's because we don't have to do it.
So it's kind of like the AIC process.
Yeah, so November, we all get an email and we just, I don't want to say this right now, but we all just tick a box to say we're going to continue. And
that's pretty much what you do compared to what we do.
And then 10 to 15% of us get audited. And when you were talking in the Queensland one, I was like, wow, because even when we get audited, we can pick whichever kid gets audited out of our family.
No way.
Yeah, so you always choose the youngest, right?
This is do you know what? When we go in for advocacy for the policy writing, we're going to mention all these things. We go, no, you should let us choose, because it's really not up to you to decide which child has shown the most academic progress or which one we need to focus on the most this year. That's brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. Thanks for that tip.
I'm happy to help as much as possible.
So I think the answer to the question really is that we've all worked in some capacity. What that looks like has definitely changed, because before I was doing home ed, I was actually teaching. Oh wait, it didn't change at all.
I actually had a sewing business going.
Yeah, she had a sewing business going. Yeah. Well, I did the cafe management prior to that. Yeah.
So I'm helping my daughter. I'm earning 50 cents per item of heat bags she makes, because like I'm helping her cut and stuff. So I've got another job on the side there. And I actually go into schools and help teachers understand executive function. So, you know, you do what you can, don't you? So that you can
find a way. Yeah.
I've picked up cleaning jobs in schools during school holidays where you just go in for the morning shift and get it done. Mm-hmm. Pretty good money for going something easy.
Yeah.
Do that. Yeah, just whatever. I've done relief work in childcare centres as well.
I keep getting asked to.
How would you going back down after like really enjoying the teens?
Oh, I love teaching kindy. Like that. Okay. That 4-year-old kind of brain. It doesn't matter what we do or what we say. They are amazed and learning. They're like little sponges. And no, so I really love that, like that little age bracket, which is why I was, that's what I was teaching. I wanted to teach kindergarten forevermore. And then I got teenagers. My kids grew up, they became teenagers. I'm like, actually, these teens are heaps of fun. So, but I also think that I do have a massive advantage in that the teens I'm teaching are homeschooled. I'm not sure I'd enjoy teaching teenagers high school science in the state system. So in a classroom.
Yeah, and I didn't teach in the mainstream classes for most of my career. I was in kind of like applied learning. So kids that were what did they say? Were disengaged, shall we say, from the curriculum. Yeah. And I got to hang out with them, and they're fun. Right. So I'm just here folding washing.
Can I send you my washing? Because no one's done it all week.
I got a pile there too.
I know she's talking to Kate. She wants to send it to Kate.
Yeah, I'm sending it. Yeah, that's right.
I love the teen graduate talk. I have a year 7 daughter, and it was really helpful. It was.
I'm glad. Yeah. So now that you've heard it from the teens' mouths, and their parents are still talking to them all, by the way. It helps, I think, because if I would have really enjoyed being able to hear it from the teens themselves, and the irony of it that they all kind of like, they didn't necessarily agree with everything, but they had the same general philosophy moving through, and we didn't disagree with them as adults as well, which I value that. We're all on the same page. And then
like the philosophy of don't be dumb.
Don't be dumb, yeah. Don't be dumb. From Josh 1.5.
He's like, he did do a beautiful job, but he didn't explain himself very well with his 2-week deep dives. And I was like, I think it's great. I think if you can say that I just love learning to love learning, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, let them rock. So
yeah,
I'm glad it was worthwhile then. The teens had a great time, and they got pizza and dessert, so they were stoked.
I wish we had kept filming and told them that they weren't live though, because that last 2 minutes
after we hung up, that was hilarious. Watching them all bail off the couch.
Everyone's feet were dead. Like they'd been.
Ooh, you've been touching me for 2 hours. They were so funny. Yeah, it was gold.
Oh, that was funny. Jenny said, I've had a big shift from working my current job to wanting to move into the homeschool sphere. Yay! Very rewarding to support my teens. So much inspo in the past 2 weeks. Beautiful.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, it is a big shift. Like, getting up and getting dressed and going to work and then doing your job and then coming back home again is a very different thing to what we're doing. Yeah.
Yes.
So you do have a lot more freedom this way, though.
Felicity said, I covered similar when I spoke of Chase's registration being submitted the day after he graduated primary school instead of waiting until January. She did in her van.
Yes.
Road schooling.
So this matters if you're in Queensland, guys. This matters. Yeah. Just you don't want that.
Yeah, we've got
don't make that 10 months land at Christmas.
Yeah, 10 months from when you do your application is when you're due.
Yeah.
And you got to do your paperwork that time every year then.
Yeah. November's good. March is all right.
Yeah, I changed mine. I was due in December and I ended up changing it to being due in March.
Yeah. Which you can't actually do. Even though Patricia did it, if you need details, you know who to call.
I did a bit of a sneaky. I
agree with you, Jenny. I really wanted to be audited. I kept the best records. She must be in Victoria like me. I'm just sitting there, Jenny, waiting. Oh, I probably shouldn't say this too loud in case there's someone, but I'm just sitting there waiting until they tell me. And then I'm like, okay, bang, I'm going to have to have this out.
Yeah.
I'm taking photos at least.
They will be the magically appearing records that they require. We need that system for Queensland. So if you're watching HEU, this is what we want. We will actually teach our kids as well.
You know what? It's still in the back of our mind that we can be audited. Not to say, so you are still doing things anyway. Like, I don't know.
But you're doing it anyway.
Exactly right. Yeah.
You're thinking when you're doing it, oh, this would be good if we were audited.
Yes.
I love this. What advice do you have for new homeschool parents? Don't buy anything. Yeah. This is it. Don't buy anything. Don't buy any curriculum. Don't buy anything yet. Just hold off. Do your research. You don't have to go and sign up for a all-in-one curriculum because you're freaking out and you don't know how to teach your kids. Just give yourself a bit of time to learn how to teach your kids, and
explore what's free.
Yeah.
Like, and the ones that are paid, if they don't have a free trial, contact them and ask for it. If they've got people asking for it, then they're going to have to put it on because that's what their customer base wants.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want a free trial, just ask for a free trial. We get free trials all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to check out something because we run the National Resources Group as well. And this is us telling you not to buy anything. We run the resources group for homeschoolers in Australia, and we're still telling you not to buy anything.
Free. Go free.
So
there is
use
so
all
much
the free stuff.
First.
And then if you want to try something, do a free trial. Use it for a couple of weeks. See if your kids even like it. Because the amount of times I've handed my kids a free trial and they're like, oh, yeah, tried it once. So you didn't really think that was great? Yeah, no, Mum, don't buy that. Right? Waste of time and money if you're doing that. Same with book resources and curriculum. If you saw how many unused curriculum is on my shelf, you'd be embarrassed for me. I love curriculum. I can't help myself. Oh, a new one I'd like to check out.
I'm also going to say, check out your library.
Oh, yeah, that's good advice too.
Libraries have a lot of stuff, especially our one, actually.
Yeah, ours is pretty amazing. We get classes. They put on classes. We can actually, if you do a library class, you usually get a feedback form, and then you can request other classes you want. I swear my kids and I did one class down at the library, and we got 4 feedback forms because it's 4 of us. I joined in. And we all just wrote a list of all the things that we wanted, but we did it 4 times, which meant that 4 people wanted what we wanted.
They've actually changed it now, and they have that whole QR system, fill out the form on your phone.
Yeah.
So you can just use the QR again.
Yeah, just keep going. So you can ask them for what you want. So we requested a whole bunch of things, and they keep showing up for us over and over again. We asked for
I asked for vegan cheese making recently.
Yeah, and that's been up, hasn't it?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to the dairy cheese making one, and we requested a vegan cheese making one as well.
So we requested henna, and they actually put on a henna one. They got someone to show us how to mix it and how to do the pretty pictures on your hands. And we requested taxidermy, and they decided that was a little bit much. But what they did do is they went to the Queensland Museum and grabbed a bunch of taxidermy specimens and then brought them in, and they did a nature studies class on how to draw these taxidermy specimens. And I took my kids, well, all but one who thought it was disgusting. But we had a jolly good time drawing these stuffed kangaroos and turtles and all kinds of weird things they brought in.
Yeah.
I got a science kid, and it was great.
Our museum, our state museum actually has boxes of resources that you can borrow, I guess.
Yeah, you hire them. Yeah. They usually send them out to schools, but if you tell them you homeschool, they'll let you have it. So,
but you do have to try and get in on the calendar at the start of the year because that's when the schools book it in. Yeah. So you've just got to try and beat the schools if you want it.
Yeah. Or be prepared to book it a year ahead too. What else?
I think our first year was find your community. Like we didn't have a community, so we had to make a community. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like community. Yeah, exactly right. Go do things so that the kids know that learning is everything, so that you've set them up for that. Like that they're not expecting homeschooling to be book work, especially if you've come out of like we had ours. One had come out of school, the other one hadn't started school. So she didn't have a very good school experience. So to show her that this is learning and like recuperate that. And well, there was another thing I was going to say, but it's just, we had the most fun doing like the get involved in like the homeschool markets and all those type of things, because they're usually a bigger community again. Like, and so we connected there, and that's what our first like projects were, things for those type of things. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, fine. Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah. I mean, like we said, we didn't enjoy the first 3 months until we found our community, till we joined co-ops, and then we're like, yeah, this is great. Now we love this. Let us go,
you need to find where everyone is, meet your locals, find your online communities as well. But yeah, get out and actually meet people in person and who else is homeschooling. Get your circles going.
And if you don't have one, make one, because we had a Geelong one and they were amazing. But for us, that was we wanted another one that was closer. And I put out one message and we had 30 families that were within like, a 25-minute drive all turn up. So it was people are looking. So just be the one that opens up and says, I like this, Samantha.
And keep going consistently. Just keep doing
this is what I mean. We homeschooled at SeaWorld today.
That's right. Hey, you can't underestimate excursions. I did say this in my teen talk, and the teens said the same thing. You can't underestimate how much learning comes from an excursion. So, yeah, go to SeaWorld, look at the
And
fish.
there's some amazing ones.
Oh.
I've done so many excursions. I haven't over the last few years, but before that, I was running tons of them. I've done St. Helena Island. I've done museum activities and events. I even hosted an all-day medieval festival, one dayer, where we even had like a whole medieval banquet delivered. The whole works. There was like
the big tent, the whole lot. It was huge.
We had stations of activities all over these fields, and everyone just kind of moved around to the different activities, rotating, so they got a chance at everything. And then we finished with a big banquet and dance.
Yeah, we've done some crazy stuff. We've done some crazy stuff over the years. We did a colour run. That was heaps of fun. But we did a homeschool excursion to Thailand. I can recommend that. We did an excursion to Canberra too. I can recommend that.
I'm planning one to Japan for skiing. Like, if anyone wants to go, let's go.
Like, we can learn some stuff while we're there. Yeah, we did learn some stuff while we're there.
So we did a Canberra one, but just as our family, we didn't do it as a big group.
But have a look at your local
everywhere
museums. Look at your local museums and look at your local. We went to the Boggo Road Jail.
Yes.
That was an astoundingly good homeschool excursion. I want to go back and do the adult version of that one actually. Because
trying to get places that have tours, like actual people who will explain stuff and go over things, is really, really good.
Yeah, and like we said yesterday when I was talking to the Amanda's teens, we have heaps of camps here in Victoria as well. So we have one at the medieval place in Ballarat, and you go there for the week and they end up dueling and stuff like that. So like there's heaps going on in terms of like learning in that, isn't there really?
Oh, the Gold Rush one, Eureka. The Gold Rush was a really good one too.
That's still available. It's hard to get a spot in, but yeah.
Yeah, you got to be quick with some of these. I
will be watching your talk. Yes, I can see that. I'm definitely watching that talk. That was Wednesday when I was at co-op.
Which talk was this? I've lost it.
The travel talk.
Oh yeah, Felicity's. Yeah, it was.
We've done a bit. We did a bit of schooling and traveling and things like that. Quite a bit. We did 2 months every year for the first 5 years we were homeschooling. We saw the whole country. We haven't been to WA. Sorry, guys. We turned around at the border and came home. It's a long way, you know. I'll get there eventually. Sovereign Hill.
I write plans. What does it say? I write plans. I use the library catalogue and just slot heaps of books and put them on reserve. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, that's a great way of doing it. You're Charlotte Mason, they call that. Literacy-based education. That's what your children are getting. I thought a literacy-based education was the best idea ever. Unfortunately, my youngest child doesn't like reading. So 2 out of 3, not bad. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, a 9.5 months excursion. Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is
a 4 month one overseas soon.
There's Sovereign Hill Felicity, but there's another one as well. So like because of the Gold Rush Ballarat, there's a Sovereign Hill camp, and then there's I can't remember what the medieval place is, but they run one too. We're pretty spoiled down here for camps. I'm starting to realize.
Ciao, love.
Have a good birthday party, Felicity.
Oh,
that's it, Cry Castle. That's it. Oh, so much fun.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Essay, here we go. Gail, South Australian Museum currently have an escape room type activity. Oh, that'd be fun.
Our library did that.
Our library did that.
See how good our library is? You should check your local library out. We had an escape room.
I just got to request it a few times and they'll do it. All right.
Yeah, or just keep asking and they'll make things happen. They're actually quite responsive to community needs. So, and any of the books that you've got that you don't want them to, take off the shelf, just borrow them occasionally. If you know you're going to use it for your kid in 4 years' time, just borrow it.
They delete them off the shelf if you don't borrow them regularly.
So, whatever your allowance is, ask for a teacher's allowance if yours isn't big enough. As a homeschool, a lot of libraries will let you have more books and they'll take away the return time if you need it for longer. So if you want it for the whole term, you can usually just ask them if you can have it on a teacher's card, and they'll often let you. I've never actually done that. I just don't take them back. Because Ours doesn't charge.
Don't take it
She
back
messages
till
me.
late.
She just messages me. Go, have you got this book? Have you still got this book? Because they're telling me it's not on the shelf. And I know that means it's at your place.
I was going to say in Victoria, they the kids, our kids have their own cards because they don't get charged if they're late. So we.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so none of us get charged, but all my kids have a card because we kept maxing them out.
The neighbouring council zones here do, but ours doesn't.
I don't think the other one, that Brisbane one, does anymore.
Oh, really? Because they were.
Because people stopped using them.
Yeah, because they were charging.
I couldn't afford to. If you're taking out 30 books at a time and they're charging you 50 cents a day for a late fee, ouch! A week late because that's me norm.
But yeah,
you
can even shop on your library catalogue online and just book the books in and they'll get them ready for you. So our library will do that for free. They'll bring them from any other library in our area. And I've even had them borrow a library book from Sydney for me and bring it up here for free for me to use. And they just put them on the shelf. Your name just goes on them and you just go in and pick them up.
And I don't even have to go because Patricia goes, hey, your books are here. You want me to grab them for you?
We have we're that far away from a library that we get the library van come out. So we just order it and come and pick it up.
I couldn't go in them. We had a library van at Springfield.
No, they have ones that deliver them.
And I couldn't. You used to have to go inside to do the check-in thing. So I climbed the stairs and I couldn't handle the fact that the library shelves were actually moving a little bit in the wind. I had to bail. My kids had to go do it. I couldn't. I was like, these libraries don't move.
Ours is like that, and it like spreads out as well once it parks.
They had a temporary one, a neighbouring area, and they had that for a while.
Yeah. Sadly, the main camp that I see is just unschooling camp. A bit over the labels, they said. My kids wouldn't ask the next kid what their method of learning is. They just want to hang out. Yeah, we don't have that here, I don't think.
The kids don't ask though. Yeah. Oh, so you're worried you won't be welcome at the unschooling camp?
Yeah,
I think that's possible. I would suggest that you just put one on. You don't need a lot of kids for a school.
Oh, look, we can see Micarle
camp to be. You don't need a lot of kids for a school camp to be amazing. We went on a camping trip with some other homeschoolers recently. We went for I think 4 days in the middle of nowhere. It was only one other family there. We had the time of our lives. We've never laughed so much. So don't feel like it needs to be a really big crowd. Just find someone who's prepared to go with you so you know you've got one buddy that you like the company of, and then put it out there and say, hey, we're going camping. There's going to be kids here of this age, and we'd really love to make some more friends and spend a few days camping with you. Come and join us, and we'll put on this activity. We'll do a potluck on Saturday night or we'll have marshmallows on the bonfire or whatever it is that you think you can handle doing. Pancake breakfast is always a hit. So you can do that.
And if you've got the teens love to cook that.
Yeah.
See, this is Victoria again, right?
Yeah.
Victoria turns up with no plans. Like this camp that I'm going on, we've got a hoedown the last night. And then the rest of the time there's a whiteboard up and people just write, we're going to the beach at 10 a.m. if you want to come. So you just try to work out where to go.
Yeah. So we've definitely been on camps where there's been no plan, and it's been, hey, do you guys want to go out tomorrow? Like, do you want to go and do something? We go in town and get a burger or something for lunch, or hey, the kids all want to go canoeing. You up for that? Or like on the spot is just as good. And you need down days when you're camping so the kids can hang anyway. But yeah, if you need something to draw as a draw card, offer something as a draw card. But you probably don't. I do understand the idea that if it's a specific unschooling camp and that's the tag that they're pitching it, then they do want people with a fairly similar vibe. But that doesn't mean that you're the only one who is looking for something else. And you can put your camp on and you don't have to label it as a particular type, as a Charlotte Mason camp or an unschooling camp or whatever. And those people will come and they'll know that there's going to be other people there who are not unschoolers.
And we do have a group on Facebook, which is for your camps and conferences to be advertised to.
Yeah, there's a few of those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Some years, yes, this is Tamara Kelly. Some years my camps are just 3 or 4 families and sometimes we have 30. It's a nice mix to do it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And this is how you form strong bonds with your kids and their friends anyway, because if there's only 3 or 4 families there, you can guarantee they got a new bestie by the end of the week, right? all that quality time together. They're making
Yeah.
connections. Yeah. So Central Queensland homeschool is the same. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Do your thing. Put yours out and see who comes. They will come. I find if you offer it up, they will come. Especially if they know that if you've got teens and it's teens you're looking for, you have to actually mention, I've got teens and I want other teens there. And they come out of the woodworks because like, oh wait, they've got teens. I'll go. So, and if there's little ones, then your kids don't care how old the other kids are they're playing with.
Nah.
No.
My son thinks he's a teen. That's an issue. But like
most kids between sort of 10 and 12 think they're teens.
no, he's
And
7.
Even 8, 9s.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
So they
7. He thinks he should be going down to the skate park with the boys without mum. He's 7.
nice. Mate, my kid's 16 and I only just let him go down to that skate park.
I told him he's got a while.
I said, mate, if they start, on with the language or whatever, you can ask him nicely to stop. But if they look like they're cranky, get out of there. Just come home. Like, I don't want you down there.
Our skate parks are actually beautiful. They're very supportive. But it's just like, mate, you don't have the frontal lobe to think about if that's a really good idea or not yet. So no.
Yeah. Ours is real hit and miss down here. So
keep bringing them on. So camps, just go for it. Like I've had fun with camp. I don't know. Have you had fun with your camps?
Oh, I love them. Yeah. And I'm like, when I camp, I usually, like when we were actually travel camping, we would find the caravan park it was never a caravan park, let's be honest. We'd bush camp. We'd be the only ones there for days, and that's how we like to camp. And then someone said, oh, we're having a homeschool camp, and I've gone, oh, what's that? And they're sort of explaining it to me, and they're just expecting I'm going to come because I'm part of the co-op. And I'm like, this sounds like torture. It sounds like pure torture to me. And I said, okay, I'm going to need some support to make this happen. I'm not coming for the 4 week. I'm only coming for 4 days. And I said, and I need to be booked into somewhere that's on the edge so that I can run away when I'm done. I said, because when I'm on duty, I'm on duty. And when I'm off duty, I'm off duty. So they booked me a site that was like on the edge. No one could camp on the other side of me. I was as far over as could be done. But I was still fairly central because they knew my kids were going to be in the middle of it. And so, but they couldn't get anyone on the other side of me. So I got that camp. We were there for 4 days. I could have stayed the whole week. So we packed up and bailed. The next year I said, I still need the edge, but I'll stay for the 7 days. By the 3rd year, I said, I'll just take that spot in the middle there because you all know that I may as well at this point. So,
yeah, we're calling it Surf Coast Lane, this camp, because it's all we've booked all together. I'm not sure how it's going to go. I feel there might be a lot of kids like not sleeping much, but anyway. Yes, I've heard so much about this. This is when I wish I was up there. We have only done Tamara Kelly's turtle camp. It was awesome.
Yeah. My boy did her one, the local one. What's that called? The environmental centre one. So I actually dropped him off for a few days. And he did like a homeschool camp where he went and I went home. I wasn't actually available to be there with him, but he was a little bit young to be sort of just dumped. He wasn't really that comfortable with it. So I actually sent my 18-year-old as his adult person. So she went and enjoyed the camp with him and helped supervise all the other kids because he didn't really. Yeah, Jacob's well, that's the one. Yeah. So he did that. Absolutely loved it.
We just did the day.
So
day trip of that one.
No, he had a really great time. So and so did my daughter, who really was too old to be there and it didn't seem to bother her one bit. She learned heaps. So yeah, they were building possum boxes for the trees. They did an Indigenous food activity. They went out and stomped around in the mud and caught crabs in mangroves and went out on the boat to one of the islands. I don't know. Honestly, he talked about it for days. So
Tamara said you're not the only one that's done that. Sent the younger one with the older one. She said,
Yeah, if he was a year older, I wouldn't have. But also he was there with his mates and his mates weren't old enough either. So it was kind of a case of all the mums were prepared to say yes if my older one went too. And I was like, yeah, perfect. Two for one deal for me. So,
Tamara, how do you find out about it?
Get yourself on her email list because she's already sent out the next one and it fills up fast. So, yeah.
Good luck. It's been advertised now.
Yeah. Find her on Facebook.
So her contacts are in the the links and discount page that's been put up on Facebook.
Oh, he's going to get the link. That's right. Go get the link.
Tamara's getting the link for you, Wendy.
Isn't she
And then,
Yeah.
oh, Wendy, you're in Facebook good too. So you're both in Facebook. You can both work that out. Perfect. Beautiful.
Handy.
Yeah.
So, I was going to.
That's awesome. No worries. Oh, no, I'm not doing anything. Thanks, Tamara.
Yeah, we love it. Yeah. We'll hook you up. Don't worry.
Is that it, everybody? Are we feeling happy? There it is. There's the link.
Yeah, there's the link. It's going to fill up.
Get smashed now.
Hope you're prepared.
Hope you're prepared for a second turtle week.
How many kids
You don't need to wait for turtle week though, because the turtles are laying and hatching for a certain period of time up there in Bundaberg. And if you just go and this is what my friends did last year, and it was hilarious because they all, when they got there, they're like, "Why aren't you here?" And I'm like, "I didn't even know you guys were going." They all thought that they'd sent me a message to come, and they just assumed I was coming, and we weren't there. We couldn't have come anyway because we were actually doing other things with my family, but it was pretty hilarious how many messages I got. But anyway, they all went to Bundaberg and just booked for 3 days there. And went and did, 3 or 5, I can't remember, and just went and did all of the activities and went and saw the turtles and stuff anyway. And they just kept crossing paths with everyone because they ended up being like, I don't know, 10 families there. So they were just all camped in the same place. And then for the day trip, they just go out, take different groups, different age groups of kids to different activities and have a great time. So you don't have to wait till turtle camp's on if it's the turtles that you're in for, but the camps are good.
They're both there now.
Yeah. Easy as.
Who's going to take the spot first now?
It's gone now. Gone.
Is there anything else for the ladies, or are we all happy and we just all got to go back and watch Turtle start from November? Is what?
Yeah, November through to late January isn't it? Yep.
I thought it was February. No.
Oh, maybe. No,
Oh,
yeah,
so
January through March.
Are you guys all booking for like next year's turtle camp?
Yes.
Probably.
Like
No, November. That's for November this year. But if you want to go and see the turtles laying and hatching, you do actually, the earlier you book, the earlier in the evening your group leaves to go and see them. So when we didn't book ahead, one of our groups had to wait till 1 o'clock in the morning to actually go out onto the beach to see the laying. So we booked far enough ahead. We were lucky we were out on the beach by 10:30 in the evening because it's quite a late night, and you get to watch the turtles come up and lay their eggs. And then if you book it in January, you quite often can see a laying and a hatching. So because they overlap a little bit. So yeah. First week of the school year because you can see laying and hatching. There you go. Yeah. We didn't see hatching. Every other group that night did. So I'm gonna have to just go back again. So, yeah.
That'd be so cool.
It is cool. It's very cool. So, yeah. But I think we did it. There you go, Micarle. They're all yours. You guys have run out of questions.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us. I know it was hectic after the other little Queensland thingy. If you didn't get on for that and you want to know information, there's going to be recordings in multiple places. There'll be one in Fearless, and then there will be one. When's the website going to be up, girls?
Monday. Monday's the plan.
Monday's the plan.
Yep.
So I'll send them that, and it'll be up on there.
We've been pulling some late nights and early mornings.
Getting it done. It's fine. Monday we go.
I think I'm averaging about 4.5 hours sleep a night for the last week and a half.
The week before the summer website went up, well, the night before, I think I went into bed at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, Tamara only saw her first hatch this year.
Oh, wow.
No way. Well,
wow.
I don't feel so bad about missing it now.
Is that because you were running it?
A lot of years that you're going to have to try by the sounds of it if it's going to be those sort of odds.
Time it right. Just got to time it right. Oh, that's unbelievable. There you go. I just spend a week in Bundaberg and go out every night.
All right. Well, I just want to thank everyone for joining me for the first summit, for actually trusting me to get through it, because it's been fantastic. And for everyone that hasn't, go watch. But these lovely ladies and all the other presenters that presented, like I said, Amanda, how old's your youngest?
16.
And how old's your youngest, Patricia?
About to turn 15 next week.
And these are the people still like fighting the battle in Queensland. And these are the people like Beverly who are still there every day explaining things to us. So from all of us newbies to you, we like to thank you for sticking around to support us so much and to like support me in this first journey, because we are very lucky in Australia to have so many people that have paved the way for us and are still doing it when they don't really, it's not going to be their problem soon, but they're the ones.
Co-op now, and I don't take any of my kids with me. I went to co-op this afternoon and I didn't have any of my kids with me.
I'm there every Friday without mine.
I don't know why we do this.
And
no kids, it's all right. I'll come anyway.
Mine have tuned out on Fridays. That's their day off.
My boy was at work.
So from me to all the presenters, thank you. From me to all the attendees, thank you. If you're having trouble afterwards, this will be open for a bit. But if you're having trouble getting onto Thrivecart because they decided to rejig everything and we didn't realize for the first 500 people that bought a ticket that you weren't connected to Thrivecart anymore, they somehow it just didn't happen. Like they renewed something and it went away. Please let us know. We've put everybody into the course, but let us know. So the recordings are all up there, so you can go there whenever you want. I've emailed out a survey to let us know what we can do better, what you want to see for the rest of the year. So jump in there, and the incentive is if you do it, someone will win, or a few people will win a free year in the new Fearless membership, which is just a rejig of what Callea had with all the summits workshops available. So I think we're at like 280 workshops in there for people to sift through.
That's a lot of information.
There's bound to be a couple we haven't seen yet. We should enter.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
I love your feedback. And on top of that, if you'll see the email, but there's a really cheap summit launch offer coming. We're going to have a community. We're going to chat once a month about stuff, and you will have to watch all the workshops that are already there. But I'd like to thank everybody who's made this possible. I was sitting here, but there was a lot of work. Like at the start, Amanda was literally my personal assistant in the Facebook group, like helping me connect with everybody. So I really appreciate these two lovely ladies as well. And that is it. Thank you for coming. And
there is one more thing, one more little thing. Yep. And Jenny's right. Get your submissions in.
Get your submissions in. March 25th.
Everyone.
Is that right? Did I say the right dates? 25th?
25th.
Yes. Try and get it in by the end of the 24th to make sure that you're not worried about the time, because they're shutting it at noon on the 25th. That's in weird. The middle of the day.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, everybody. And I'll see you before, but if not, we'll see you next year. So
brilliant.
It's all done.
Great job, Micarle. You nailed it.
Thanks. See you, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.